you hear me as well? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
We've had another episode here, people. Crow family, thank you all for joining us. Edition number 20.
Wow. Wow.
This is why we're a little bit late tonight. Literally 2 minutes before we're about to go on, everything goes down. My end again. Oh.
That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Good thing is, like, my finger was just going, stand by. I need another crow. Stand by. It's brilliant. Like, absolutely brilliant. You calm down now, bud? All good, yeah?
Yeah, breathe in, just about. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, funny, bud, funny.
Yeah, I know.
Make a good Thunderbird.
Yeah, there's loads of hellos, which is great. Evening alls, evening everyone. How are you doing, bud? Are you all right?
Yeah, man. Apart from my mini heart attack, then my blood pressure just went through the roof. But we're good. We're all good. Not a bad week. I'm just moving this. I'm afraid to move it just if something goes wrong. Not a bad week. Lots of sort of rehearsing. My end, new stuff. What about you, bud?
Oh, there's David Winchurch. Hi, everyone.
What, Dave? What, Dave?
That was brilliant. Love my Tuesday night. Yeah, it's been a great week in a way because there's been a bit of movement, bit of new. We've done the rehearsals. We met up for a drink in a beer garden, which was great. That was definitely different. It was it weren't a quick drink as well. It ended up being a few Guinnesses and a few Southern Comforts, few Jack Daniels, which I think then led into a social distancing Thai takeaway, which I'm still recovering from. So yeah, I'll never make a mistake ever again. So we were obviously a little bit up to there. We were a bit high on life because we'd had a pint of Guinness and everything. Starving, absolutely starving. So I suggested with Shane and Shelley, all right, let's get a curry, let's get something, let's get a Thai. Oh, fancy a Thai, yeah. Oh, Thai. I'm thinking of Colin Richardson. Oh, Thai. But I remember having a Thai curry when we were recording the album, and I could have done with it having a bit more heat. So obviously, when you're a little bit up to there and you're going hot, and when she's ordering it, she's going, yes, hot. No, hot. And it ended up being like, well, it came with a warning on it, didn't it?
Yeah. It came with a warning saying, you have been warned. And what did it say? Oh, I can't remember what it said. We did warn you or something. Yeah. So you and Shed were the only two that had. I wasn't brave enough to have it, but yeah. I think you suffered, didn't you?
Oh man. Well, Dave Griffiths has just wrote, did it burn Ronnie? Yes. I'm not ashamed to say that. In my 30s, and it's the first time I've had a bit of food, which I felt the aftermath for a couple of days. So yeah, when you have a Thai takeaway, be careful on how much heat you actually ask for. And what I'm grateful for is you sent over a picture the next day, which were chili seeds, which they even give you as an extra to add to the food. Which I think if you did that, mate, that's game over then. That's genuinely game over, like, you know?
Yeah, it was a good job I didn't see him until the following morning. But you are a bit of Johnny Cash and Ring of Fire, I know, but...
It was definitely a bit of ring sting. I kind of put that on our COVID Arms little group. My wife was laughing because I couldn't find a chair that was comfortable. So I was playing musical chairs all day, trying to find the right seat in. Like, went for a drive in the car. That was a disaster. Obviously, in this climate as well, with everywhere closed. So that ended up being a swift drive back home, and we started again today. So back on the water, and I'm managing to drink a cup of coffee. But it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful meal, and more importantly, it was great to get out as friends as well, and have a little bit of normality. We found a lovely pub. They looked after us, and we sat right opposite the lake. So the scenery was beautiful, and yet again, like I said, for anybody kind of fearing we were social distancing, and they managed to monitor it really well, and they kept everybody separated. It was well run, like fair play.
Yeah, it was. No, I really enjoyed it. It was nice to get out.
Yeah.
It was the first drink as well from first proper drink I had since I don't know 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was well deserved.
Yeah. And it elevated very quickly, didn't it? Started off with a pint, then it was like, this is nice. And then it was like, then a pint with a chaser. Then it was like, this is nice. So yeah.
It escalated quickly, yeah. There's
But it
actually
was
some
great.
footage. There's actually some footage on my phone that I'll have to show you. We were trying to do a video for someone, and multiple takes. I'll send you that later. It was funny.
Did you actually send it in the end? Did we manage to get one?
Yeah, we did.
Excellent.
Yeah, but there were lots of outtakes. It was good.
We'll maybe put them up if there's any all right. We'll put them up in the fan page. That'd be great.
I don't know.
I genuinely can't remember that. I'm not gonna lie. Have we got any birthdays and shout outs, mate?
Yes, we got quite a few actually.
Cool.
So we'll start with Natalie Newton-John. It's your birthday on Thursday, the 6th of this month. Happy birthday, lovely. Hope you have a great day. What day is it today? The 4th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Natalie. We got David Washington. He's got in touch and asked if we could wish Jan Pollard an early but a very big happy birthday. So birthday on the 9th of this month. Happy birthday, Jan, for the 9th. We've also got Toby Belmont, 16 today. Wow. Become a man. Become a man, my son. Congratulations, buddy. Happy birthday. And we got Lee Wood. That's Lloyd's brother, everybody. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, bud. Hope we had a good one. And we've also got one of our buddies, John Gibbon, aka Shed. It's a big one for Shed. He's the big 5-0 today. The big 5-0.
Happy 50th, brother. Happy 50th.
Birthday. Happy birthday, John.
Half a century. Oof.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
I know he wasn't looking forward to it, but it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fair play. We also got Elizabeth Allen got in touch and asked if we could give her son Ewan a massive shout out as he's done so well in his Nat 5 exams. Congratulations, Ewan.
Wow.
Smashed it, I hope.
What's Nat 5 exams?
I asked that question too. Because for me, it was just GCSEs. When we were kids. Yeah, but I'm not really sure. But congratulations. You've done really well, apparently.
Well done. Well done.
That's what we got.
I love it. Well, should we bring on our special guest this week?
Yes, excited about this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. KRIS Barras.
Hello.
There he is.
How's it going, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, buddy. In the studio there, are you?
It's my box room in my house. I've had a makeshift studio that I've put together in lockdown to keep myself busy.
Love it, mate. Yeah, I've seen you do a couple of sort of live streams from there.
Yeah, well, I've done like little acoustic videos and that from here. The proper like live stream stuff we do from my keyboard player's studio because he's got a proper studio.
Yeah, see that too. That's banging.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah, man. Very cool. So how have we been, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. I think the first month or so of lockdown, because obviously we've got a European tour cancelled in March. Yeah, that was tough the first month, but I think I've adjusted now. Just been working on songs and been back training and just trying to enjoy the time off the best we can.
Yeah. So what, new songs? Brand new songs?
Yeah, working on loads of stuff. Been working for the first time ever. Been working with some songwriters in the States. I've never done that before. The label asked if I'd be up for it, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. So I'm working with guys that write stuff with Blackstone Cherry, Shine Down, Hailstorm, those kind of guys. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been an eye opener for me, and it's been a great help. Actually, I've really enjoyed it.
So how does that work? Is it a case of you have an idea, you send it over, and then they kind of...
Yeah, well, John, I've been working with 3 different guys, and everyone's kind of got a different method. So I've got one guy that I've done maybe like 5 or 6 tracks with now, and we just send each other stuff. So I'll be like, oh, I've come up with this riff, I've got a chorus idea, whatever, I'll send it to him. He does the same to me. Sometimes he'll send me something, I'll be like, nah, I'm not feeling that. I send him something, he's like, nah, not feeling that. And we just go back like that. And then we jump on a Skype call and start bashing it out. I've had some of the guys that have like, oh, I've got this chorus that I've written. If you can write a verse and a riff to it, we've got a song, like that kind of thing. And then we jump on a call and go backwards and forwards. And yeah, it's weird, but I'm kind of used to it now. Like with the Skype stuff, it's or Zoom. Yeah, it works all right actually.
Yeah, we tried that, Chris. In the early stages of lockdown. I mean, you know, a lot of bands would have said, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. And the first thing we did was got on like this or Skype or Zoom. And then we tried to do the writing session. You're right. At first, it was just so alien. I mean, the problem I had was getting the drums not to have any, say, latency or to get that vibe. Because like Shane can easily pick up a guitar, same as you would, and then I'll lock into a groove. And it can change a song when you're working with a drummer, for example, or vice versa. It was almost hearing that riff or that piano part or something come over, and then working out how you're going to elevate it. And we were trying to do it as a full band, and it just started kind of wavering of who's doing what or where are we, what song are we working on. So I think we've got a few songs on the go, but a lot of collective ideas that we haven't quite married up, because only now we've kind of just got back into a room so we can start putting them together like puzzles, like, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that must be hard trying to do it and like play together. We're not really doing that. I'm not doing that with these guys anyway. We've tried a few different there's like there's a thing called audio movers, because I've got everything set up here. Like this mic all runs through my Logic and goes out through a virtual router and stuff like that. There's a thing called audio movers where you can connect your Logic or your Pro Tools session to their Logic or Pro Tools session. So we can actually record things and hear it pretty much in real time. So that was pretty good. I do that with one guy.
I don't know.
I am sorry. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, audio movers. Yeah, it's a cool thing. That, you just you download. It's like a plugin that you download. It was free. Yeah. I'm not sure actually if the person that broadcasts it might have to pay, but it's not a lot of money. Maybe it's like I'm not sure. I think you buy like a 7-day license for a couple of quid. It's something like that. But it's pretty clever. You know, I did it with Josiah, who has been my producer. He's also the keyboard player in the band. He was showing me some tips for recording and for mixing, and he jumped on and could see absolutely everything I was doing in the recording session and just be like, right, change this, don't do that. And yeah, it's clever stuff. But most of the guys, it's just I'll record down like little things, send them a MP3 file, and then they jot something down, and we just go backwards and forwards like that. It's quick enough.
I think that's how we managed to get over it personally, was because we tried something called Jam Kazam. Oh my God, that was a catastrophe. It was genuinely like, it took longer to work out the talk back through the app, because it was like working in a studio. So we all had little screens exactly like we're looking at each other now. But when you start recording, your video goes out to latency, didn't it, Shane? So you had to talk back. So you almost had to cancel your instrument, whether it was like I went through the V kit, cancel that, do the talk back mic. But by the time they would hear me, they're still playing on a guitar, or this, and it was just like, this ain't working. Like, so yeah, it went back old school where like Shane started sending over, or Dave was writing riffs, and they were sending over MP3s, and then it was easier then for me to go on the kit, put my bits to it, and exactly like you said, then weirdly talk to each other on the telly and kind of, is everyone happy with it going our way, or, you know, it's a bizarre way, like, you know. So
do you guys live near each other or not? You just, because but you haven't got together yet.
We do, but we've only been able to get together for 2 weeks, is it, Shane? 2.5 weeks now?
Because there's different rules in Wales, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what was, because I watched you, and like Shane said, we were watching you in the studio with your keyboard player, and we were thinking, can we go and do that? Can we? But we had like a rule where you could only go 5 miles. And then we started, when we had the Planet Rock thing, we started practicing up your way to go to Stroud and Bristol. So we were going over the bridge because, well, the rehearsal rooms have only now opened in Wales. Like, that's how long.
Right.
Yeah,
Shit.
man, savage. Like, so we were just trying to work out ways to keep proactive, because it's great doing this. I mean, it's been great coming on every week and talking to people, but you genuinely want to keep your craft going and the songwriting, or
of course,
that live jamming. And that's what we even thought about, hiring a residential studio and staying there for a month. I think that was like, that was plan B or C. I can't even remember what plan.
I don't know. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not sure if he's come public with what he's been doing, but there's an artist who actually, at the start of lockdown, him and his band all moved in the same house together because they knew the lockdown was coming. So they formed that as their social bubble, and they've actually recorded an album like that. Wow. I don't want to say who it is because I'm not sure if that's public knowledge. That came to me through someone else. So I don't want to say who it is, but yeah, I thought that was quite crafty. Formed a social bubble with his band. So they lived together from the start of the lockdown.
That's genius.
And set up a studio in the lounge, and they just had a band house for however fucking long it was. I don't know, 6 weeks.
Yeah, because it just keeps the wheels turning, as you know, and then you're kind of ahead of the game then. So when we all get the green light, then we're just fucking ready to rock, and you've got your next album set up and everything. Did the lockdown affect your release? Because we came to watch you play in Cardiff in the tram shed and stuff, but did it really kind of affect it, as in touring it, or?
Well, I mean, obviously the Light Up album came out in September. So we toured Europe and the UK with that. Then we were due to go back out to Europe in March to do different cities, because obviously like Germany's such a huge country. We did, I can't remember how many dates we did last time, maybe like 8 or something. But then we were going to do what they call the B cities. And obviously that and Italy as well, and Austria, where we didn't go before. That got cancelled. So we lost that, but luckily we got most out of that album because we did the big UK tour and we did the main European tour. It's messed up things for the next album. We had a plan in place which kind of hinged on the Blackstone Cherry tour. So we were supposed to be out with Blackstone Cherry this October, which would have hopefully increased our fan base. And then we would have had another headline tour first half of next year with a new album. I'm not sure if we're going to be touring or yet. It is penciled, but it's not confirmed. We're waiting on a few things behind the scenes. But the album's going to be pushed back. It would probably be towards the end of next year now, which is actually fine. Like I was saying the other day, all the, shit aside, I think maybe I'll look back in a couple of years and maybe you guys will too, I don't know, and see it. Actually, it was probably a little bit of a blessing for me, like being able to have some time at home and write some songs. And, it was like the worst ever thing, like I'm sure it was for you guys. The first month, it was like, fuck, what am I going to do? No money. I lost several grand already just from that tour being cancelled, from bookings, ferries, advertising costs. I mean, what it goes like. So I was in like quite a bad place for about 6 weeks. And then I looked at it and I was like, well, actually, if I make the best of this, when else would I have had 3 months at home, 4 months at home where I can sit down and write songs? Because I'm always on the road. I do like fucking 150 shows a year. Do you know what I mean? I'm all over the place. We've got the other band as well, Supersonic Blues Machine. So, for me, I think, it's going to set me back a year on what the original plan was. But I think maybe in 3 years' time, I'll look back and go, that's probably the best thing that could have happened for my career, because I've spent so long now on the songs and really like honing a sound and stuff that I thought was good before and I was happy with to have for the album. I'm like, fuck, that's shit. I need to. So it's actually been like, obviously the COVID is not a blessing in any way, shape or form, but looking to the looking on the bright side of things, I think it may be, I may be able to spin it so it works out right for me in the end.
I think it's similar. Similar our side. We've said it on you the first few weeks. I mean, fuck me, man. We were up till like 5 a.m. He was pretty much counselling me most times, saying, you know, everything's going to be cool, and then you find that downtime with your family, for example, which I've never had that kind of downtime ever. To spend some time with the wife, the kids, and then that made me in a better place personally. And then we've just got so much done lately, haven't we, Shane? Like just more proactive. It's just almost like you can switch off all the bullshit and you can just go, right, wicked, this is what we've got now. And for me personally, I think when we do get like the full steam ahead and everything comes out of you, you're more focused on what you need to do and what you need to achieve. And like you said, you've had that time to kind of work on your craft or, I mean, I haven't had the chance to sit on the drums for fucking days, just literally just playing what I want to play. That's a really cool place to be, like, you know. So
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
you've said the same, haven't you, Shane, with the writing on your side, like.
Yeah, really difficult at the start because I wasn't, you know, it's acceptance, isn't it? I wasn't ready to work on new material because we just done that second album. But like you said, you got to take a positive. So the minute I got over that, I think things and started relaxing and enjoying time home. Did like all the ideas and the creativity started again. But it was a little bit not worried, but it just didn't feel natural. It was all wrong. But it's amazing how you can adapt really quickly. You know, it doesn't take us long really to adapt to a situation.
No.
So it was about, I think about 3 weeks for me where I was like, oh, this sucks. And then the time I got over that, I was great then. And we're writing again now, and it's really cool stuff. We're buzzing about it. We done the jam before Roxy Asylum for Planet Rock up in Birmingham, and we had a new tune, just jammed it out there and then, and we've got the basics of another song, like, so it's good. It was great jamming, but when it was amazing.
Oh
like, just
man, honestly, yeah, I don't know what it was like for you, Chris, but yeah, getting together for us was like, oh fuck, it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
It was loud. Because everything's been controlled here, even for me. Like, it's electric drums or sending MP3s, like you said, digitally. So to get back in that room and it was just thump, and it was the boys' back line was cranked up, and
there's no better feeling.
Oh, it's been brilliant, like, absolutely.
I find the live stream stuff pretty hard though. I mean, like, I love playing with the guys and stuff, but like just playing to cameras and, like, you know, you finish a song and you're like, I don't like it. I definitely don't like it. I look forward to playing in front of crowds again. That's the only reason I do this. Like, I had a great job before. I earned a fuck ton more money than I earn now. I had a good life. And I chose to swap that for a music career because I love doing it. I love performing. I don't, you know, I like writing songs. I like doing that kind of stuff. But for me, it's like getting out there and playing for the people and that energy in the room, you know. I struggle a little bit, like just doing videos and live stream stuff. If that was the way it was, if it said, right, COVID wipes out the music industry for the next 3-4 years, like, I wouldn't do it, I don't think.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It difficult. We did find it difficult, didn't we? That connection was missing. It's just little fucking, it was little things, even like writing a set together. We had to change pretty much 70%, 80% of what we do, because it's all live vibes or little jams or
sing along. Yeah, holding the mic out.
It's like...
You've seen this before.
So yeah, it's all there. It's all like, you know, or even if we're just going to extend little music parts, and even live, sometimes we don't know how many bars we're going to do it for. We just kind of feed off the crowd, and you know how long you've got on stage. It's fucking weird. Or yeah, you're right, because you'd go bat, and then the band would end.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Silence.
Especially as like a front man as well, like trying to think of like stuff to say. It's just like, because there's just no vibe. It's weird. It's really weird.
It is, bro.
We had a great response though. I saw the Planet Rock one had an amazing response too. I think at first with the live stream stuff, I think there was a lot of people that were a bit, and rightly so, skeptical of it. Like, oh, how's that going to work? And when we did the bands one, I didn't want to do it as like a ticketed thing. I wanted it to be like a thank you to the fans, that kind of thing. Like just, put it free on YouTube, free on Facebook Live. But like the donations were amazing, like absolutely amazing. It was so good. And I had so many like messages come through. People like, didn't think I'd enjoy it, but we had it up on the TV. We were up singing and dancing in the lounge. We had a fucking great night. Yeah. I had a lot of those like messages come through, and so yeah, people do appreciate it, which does help afterwards. But whilst you're doing it, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we were the same, but we had a lot of love. And people that were slating it, like you said, firsthand, just saying, "Oh, this isn't the way forward," and blah blah. I'm not into it. I won't be buying it. And then the next thing, the messages the day after was, "Oh, I'm so glad I bought it." They would have missed out. Obviously, like the live streaming for us went down on one of our songs, "Blink of an Eye." The whole thing went down, so people were thinking it was their sort of live stream, their internet connection, but everything went down. And then it kind of worked in our favor in a strange way, because then Planet Rock put that up on YouTube, and then everyone got to see it. And the love we had from that was immense. Like, but yeah, definitely strange times, but it's all we got at the moment. So support it, everyone watching. Oh, man, this could be the future for the time being, So
yeah.
Not a great one.
But anyway, bud, you touched on it slightly there. When you said you had a good job, are we talking about the MMA stuff, or are we talking about?
Yeah. So I mean, as a whole, like, I didn't earn massive amounts from just the fighting, but so I was a part owner in 2 gyms. I used to do a lot of I used to train other people, like a lot of fighters and a lot of just general public, like personal training stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to have a fight promotion as well. I had one of the biggest fight show brands in the Southwest. It was called the Southwest Fighting Championships, SWFC. And so that was my kind of thing. I did actually have an MMA clothing brand as well, Force Saluta, and sponsored some like top UFC fighters and stuff like that. So yeah, as a whole, like everything together, was, I had more money than I got now.
So when did you make that decision then? How many years ago was that? Did you walk away from that and
2 years it was. So so I started, I had my last fight pretty much coming up to 6 years ago, like to the day. I had my last MMA fight August the 1st, 2014.
Yeah.
And then that was in Singapore. Then I was based in Thailand. I went back to Thailand. I fought for a stadium title there. Hey, there it is.
You caught him
against Gyok Byung Hwang from South Korea. He was a fucking hard bastard. He was, motherfucker.
Wow.
Didn't speak a word of English, but he was hard. Fuck yeah, bastard. I lost the decision there.
Oh, never.
But is what it is. He was a tough guy. I came out in the first round, and I'd been training in Thailand a lot, and Thai boxing was always my main thing, like the stand-up stuff. And I'd come out. Well, anyway, that day when we had you have a rules meeting and stuff in the afternoon, just the refs brief everyone, and there was it was a massive production. It was 8,000 people. It was a huge show, live showed to millions of people across Asia on TV and whatever. And we did this briefing because we had this big introduction, and there was a live band and all this stuff. It was cool. Yeah. Anyway, one of the top fighters there is a guy called Miguel Torres. He fought in the UFC and stuff. And he was like, the floor's really slippy, because in the States they fight on canvas. Most of the shows in the UK are on a vinyl. So that's what I was used to. And I remember thinking what's he on about? Slippy. This is what I fucking train on this every day. And I just thought he was being a bit of a diva. Anyway, so the fight starts. I come out. I'm feeling good. And I kick him in his leg. And I noticed I kicked him in his leg, and it's his hand dropped. And I mean, it's textbook fucking schoolboy shit. You don't do that. And so I thought, I'm going to do it again. Moved around. Bang. I kicked him again. And he goes like that. And I thought, fuck, I'm going to knock him out. I'm just going to kick him in his head. And it's going to be easy. I'm going to look at his legs. I'm just going to kick him in his head. So I go like this. I move. I look down. Leg goes up. And it's just at the top of my kick. And I just go, fall on my back. And well, anyway, he won the last fight by knocking out Singapore's top lightweight fighter, who was on his back, tried to get back up, and he did like a flying knee and kneed him in his face. And he was giving me like space, and I was like, he's trying to fucking knee me in the head. So I was like, I'm just going to stay on the floor, because if I get up, I'm going to eat one, and you don't come back from that. So I stayed on the floor. He got on top. I came close to some submissions, but anyway, long story short, he smashed me with loads of elbows. And they were like hit me in the temple, and they weren't hurting, but everything started going like a little bit fuzzy. And I was thinking, oh shit. And then the second round, I was still recovering. And the third round, I won. Like when they read out the scorecards, like I think 2 of the judges scored it, me winning the last round. But it was 2-1. I lost the fight. That was a long story to explain how I lost the fight.
No, it's cool. It's really cool. This is all stuff we've talked about that we wanted to have a beer with you. I mean, the plan was we were hoping to catch you this year anyway at some point, and then we were going to ask you after this, fucking hell, what was it like to be a fighter? What was, what was the worst fight you had? Or, you know what I mean? So
yeah, like Ronnie had a fight with a Thai curry yesterday or the day before.
Fucking lost that one, mate. I lost that one. Good God.
KO round 1.
Oh man, good God. Still feeling it. I
forgot my original point was how I got started in the band. So I had that fight. I lost. I mean, my face was a bit swollen, but I didn't have any serious injuries. So I went back to Thailand, and I wanted to fight again straight away. Like I was like, right, I want to get back in there. Couple of weeks. So I said to the gym boss, I was like, look, get me a fight. I'll just do it in Phuket. Thai boxing. I want to do it. And I was like, I want to fight a Thai guy. I was like, I haven't fought a Thai before. I want to fight a Thai guy in Thailand. I kind of had it in the back of my head, like, this will probably be my last fight. Anyway, so it was all set up. I was fighting this Thai guy. It was going to be like the co-main event or whatever. I don't know. And the night before, I was sat in my room, and I get a Facebook message come through one of my coaches, one of my trainers, a Thai guy, with very, very like broken English. Like I think half of it was in Thai, half was in English. And he was like, "You not fight Thai?" I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "What do you mean?" As he pulled out, and he's like, "No, you win belt." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You fight for belt, you win, you champion." I was like, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't get anything out of him. So then the next day, and because they're so laid back in Thailand as well, like, and fighting's nothing to them. Like to me, it's like, I'm fighting in Thailand. And he's just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. So what had happened is the main event, there's this Russian champion. His opponent had pulled out, and so my trainer had gone, Chris will fight him. Didn't consult me. So anyway, I had no idea who I was fighting. I turned up at the stadium and all the fight cards and stuff are all in Thai. And I could speak like very, very little bit of Thai. Very, very small. Nit noi, as they'll say. But I can't read it. Like I never learned how to read. So I didn't know what was going on. And I asked my trainer, I was like, who am I fighting? Like I knew nothing about it. And he just looked around, and there was someone that was like fairly big, because obviously in Thailand they're all like pretty small, so I'm one of the bigger like guys, even though I'm only like I was fighting at 72 kilos, 72.5 kilos. And he's like, I don't know, maybe him, and just pointed some random bloke. So I had no idea. But anyway, you all warm up and get ready in one area. So you're all in the same room. It's like when you fight over here or on bigger shows, you've got separate changing rooms. You're not like in with your opponent. So I'm there like trying to like warm up. You don't do much in Thailand. They rub you down in this like liniment oil. They wrap your hands and do a little bit of shadow boxing. That's like, right, off you go. You're getting in. So we were obviously the main event, the last fight. And I could just see like the fighters going out one by one. And it was like, you know, less and less people in the dressing rooms, and then I could work out who it was. And this like tall guy was like staring over at me, and I was like, "Oh, all right, I'm fighting him." Yeah, and then it was good. It was like in Thailand with proper Thai score. It's weird. It's not like boxing how they score it or MMA. They score the fight as a whole. So even though it's over 5 rounds, it's not like, oh, you won 3 rounds, you won 2. It's who finishes the strongest. So you can get beat up in rounds 1, 2, and 3, but if you have a really strong 4 and 5, you'll win the fight. Yeah. Because they say it's like if it was a street fight. If you had a fight with someone and you kick the fuck out of them for 2 minutes, but then they get back up and they absolutely hammer you. It's like and then you stop. You're the last guy's the one that's seen to win, right? So it's like the same kind of thing. So we had a really nice first round, and I was really enjoying it. Actually, it was just a really nice fight. He was quite technical, and it was really good. I was really chilled, super relaxed. I was like, yeah, I'm loving this. Second round, and he just go, bop, caught me with an elbow when I just wasn't expecting it. And you see on the DVD, it's not on YouTube, this bit. There's only highlights on YouTube where I'm smashing his head in. But you see, I fall like a fucking tree, like boom. If it was in the, I've never been dropped. I like 20 fights, never ever dropped. He hit me and it switched off the lights. If it was in the UK, it would have been a knockout. I'd have lost. And I fell. But as I fell, and my head hit off the canvas, that must have woke me back up. So I got like that. He has to get into a neutral corner. The person who does a knockdown has to go to a neutral corner. They can't go to their own corner, so they're not getting advice, basically. He's like walking around thinking he's won the fight. The ref starts shouting to him, get in your corner. So he's got his back to me. He doesn't see me try to stand up, and I just fall into the ropes like that. But the ropes bounce me back up as he turns around, and he's like, "You okay to fight?" I'm like, "Yeah." Stagger forward, and I just go apeshit. I'm just fucking swinging, and then I managed to elbow him. I don't even see on the camera. You see that little scar?
Yeah.
I split my elbow open on his eyebrow. I had to have 3 stitches, but he had to have 10. And I just kept hitting it, elbowing, hitting it, kneeing him. And then round 4, the doctor stopped the fight, and I won. And I won a stadium title in Phuket. And then I was like, it ain't going to get any better than that. I'm happy just going back, earning some money, becoming an adult, buying a house and doing all that stuff. But then what happened? This is a really long-winded story. I'm not fucking boring everyone.
Cool.
You're getting it in depth. You're getting it pretty in depth here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever spoke about this stuff in interviews anyway. So it's exclusive shit. So then I go back and I'm training fighters and things like that, which I love. But I kind of just had like something missing, you know, like I wasn't training for fights. I had some injuries. That elbow has just been playing me up ever since. I got some floaty bits in it, which I think I just need to have surgery and have like the elbow cleaned out. I think there's some chipped bone in there. I can like move shit around. So I struggle with that a little bit, even like when I'm training now after session this morning, it's pretty sore. So yeah, I was just like, I'm not going to fight again. I've kind of done what I wanted to do. I had my first fight when I was like 19, you know, did it like 10 years. But then I found like I needed something. And just one day, I just picked up my guitar because I was still playing. Like I was playing in like cover bands and wedding bands for years, you know, just doing shit. But I just started writing some songs. And then I just wanted to do just an original band, do a few gigs, nothing spectacular. My dream was just to be able to play it just like a little blues festival, play to 100 people, and I'm happy with that. That's all I ever wanted to do. And then it just spiraled from there, really. So that was like 2015. And then I got signed to Mascot in the end of 2017. So that's when things started like really snowballing. And I got busier and busier, and my commitment to the gym and my students, you know, it was waning because I was spending so much time with the band. I was away all the time. And then even when I was at the gym, my mind was on band stuff. Because you know what it's like stuff just comes in all the time. Then you're having to deal with shit. And it's stuff you got to deal with straight away. Yeah. So I'd get an email from my manager, you know, and I'm supposed to be in the gym for like 6 hours training people. And it's like, I've got to answer this email. He needs an answer in 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And it became too much. And I spoke with my business partner. I was like, look, it's time for me to step away. And it was just at the time I got the gig with Supersonic Blues Machine. And that gig like pays very, very well when we tour. So I was like, this is the perfect time. If ever I'm going to switch, you know, I had like a 10-date tour with them. And it was pretty good money. And it meant that I could afford to give up the gym and go full time, you know, with music. Because at that time, my band, you know, I was still like growing. You know what it's like? There it is. There he is.
Incredible.
Yeah. You know, it's like when you're up around, you start getting to like 200 capacity places, you're still proving yourself. And a lot of, the fees you agreed, your management agreed or whatever, or the promoters agreed to pay you, it's still, well, it was for me, like a couple £100, 300 quid, it just wasn't much until I got through that barrier. And then we say, right, okay, now I'm not playing unless you pay me this, because I know I will sell 500 tickets. So, I'm not going to be going out for 250 quid and losing hundreds every gig like I used to,
Yeah.
So
it's really short time though. So like you bowled over, surprised about how successful you've been in that short period, like.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's hard, don't it? It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm amazed. It's fantastic. I think when you kind of get caught up in it, don't you? And I'm always like thinking about the future, and I'm always working to the next thing. Not that I take it for granted. I definitely don't, because I had a little bit of success when I was younger. I was like 17, 18, and I toured the States a couple of times. I had this manager guy that got involved, put a bunch of money into us, and I honestly believed I was going to be a rock star. I honestly believed it. I had everyone around me saying, "Oh, you're amazing. You're going to be a rock star." Record an album in Philadelphia, and I toured the East Coast of the States twice. And I honestly thought I was going to be a rock star because everyone was saying it. And then, and I was not good enough. The songs are fucking horrific. It just wasn't good enough. I was good live because I could shred it up, and but that's not enough. And it all fell flat on its face. And I always had this thing all the way through like my fight career. I always wished I could have got to do music as a career and got to tour and do shows. That was always my dream, but I just didn't know how to go about it. I didn't, I couldn't get the opportunities and whatever. So when I set up this, I was like, right, no like massive goals. I just wanted to do my own album, which I recorded in. I used to have a little studio where I used to teach couple of days a week guitar and stuff, and I recorded Lucky 13 in that album. That was my first full-length album in that studio. And then it just spiraled. I mean, it's amazing. I think you get a lot of, I don't know if you guys have or not, but I kind of thought in my naivety, like as soon as you sign to a record label and stuff, like everything's fine, like everything gets taken care of, but like there's just not enough money in the industry anymore. It's not like it used to be. So there's been a lot of realization for me as I've kind of gone up the ladder. I get to the next step and I'm like, yeah, but once I get to that step, everything will be okay. And it's like, it's still, you're still like struggling. I'm only just now, I'd say, at the stage where it's like, right, I can afford to tour. I'm not going to lose money. Because obviously I've got to pay everyone. I've got to pay the band. And, as we upped the production, we're taking our own front house engineer. And, I took the backing singers. And obviously I have to cover the cost of everything. It's the band is, I'm the only one that's signed. It's KRIS BARRAS. It's obviously KRIS BARRAS band and, they're my boys or whatever. But, they're basically hired guys. They're more than that, but that's, so it's kind of it's a different situation, I suppose. Yeah. But it's how I always wanted it to be from the start, because I've done bands before and I didn't want to be reliant on anyone else. Because I hate that feeling of like when I'm doing all the work and I'm putting all the money in and no one else is. And then you get bitterness. And so I was like, well, I'm going to be responsible for this. If it falls flat on its face, it's no one's fault other than mine. And that's just the way I saw it. As like,
Yeah, man, that's wicked. I'm a bit like that. But when was the first time, Chris? I always ask this question to the guests that come on. When was the first time you saw a guitar player, a singer, a band that made you think, wow, that's just changed everything? Your perception on how, you said people saying you want to be a rock star and stuff. When was that moment, that poignant moment where you looked at someone and gone, I want to do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started playing guitar when I was like 5 years old, 5, 6, because my dad he played in bands and stuff. And he was a huge Thunder fan. And he took me to see Thunder when I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
They came to Torquay. Not many bands. They used to come to Torquay all the time in the 70s. Bands did, big bands. But since the 70s, like not many bands come to Torquay. It's not a place that features on tour routes. But Thunder came down and my dad took me down. I think I was the only kid there. And I absolutely loved it. And, I knew all their songs already because we always used to listen to Thunder tape in his car. And I just had the best night, and that was it. That was the moment that I always knew that's what I wanted to do.
Wow, man.
And then what do you do?
Just go on.
Yeah, your college bands and stuff as well. Then was it like in school or?
Yeah, I mean, I always had bands all the way through school. I mean, from when I got to secondary school in year 7, I made a friend with a drummer straight away, and then we got different people involved. I ended up teaching one of my friends how to play bass so that we could have a bass player. And yeah, I had lots of different bands. I had a metal band, so I was like 15. We used to play at like youth clubs and stuff like that, and it was right in the height of all like when new metal was coming out, you know. So we used to have a rapper shouter, and we used to have a singer, and I was just on guitar. I didn't sing then. So yeah, we used to do some of our own stuff, and then we used to do covers. We used to do Slipknot. We used to do Machine Head, Deftones, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit.
That's awesome.
It's similar to when we were in school. It'd be all like Metallica for Whom the Bell Tolls. Then it evolved into like you said, Slipknot and rap. You could see when new metal hit like Bridgend in South Wales, because basically everybody turned into Fred Durst. And bands became from like the grunge 3. There'd be, you know, like late 90s when it was always like 3 or 4 in a band at the most. But then when Fred Durst and like Slipknot hit, is like, how many people can you have on a stage?
Yeah, just give your mate some sticks and just tell him to whack shit.
Yeah.
So when did you know you had a voice, bud?
I still don't think I've found my voice yet. I still don't count myself as a singer. But the first time was I was setting up a band when I was about 15, 16. It was after this metal band. I've always listened to quite an eclectic mix, I suppose. I was really into like punky stuff and like ska punk stuff, you know, like Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish, Goldfinger, that kind of stuff. And I was writing some of those kind of things, and I just sang some things on demo. I used to have this little 4-track tape thing, and I made some demos to give to a couple of guys, musicians in the school that I thought might be interested, and I was singing on it. And I wanted to find a singer, but then a couple of the guys I played it to were like, well, actually, your voice is quite good. Why don't you sing it? And I was like, oh, no. And then a couple more people said it, and I thought, all right, I'll give it a go. And then, you know, it's like anything. The more you practice, you get better. And I did that. And I did drama at school. I did like drama A level. And I got this is another exclusive. You're getting a lot of fucking exclusives tonight. This is an embarrassing exclusive. This isn't me talking about fucking cool fights in Thailand. I got the lead role as Tony in West Side Story. And I did that. I used to be into like drama and stuff. Not like a full-on drama geek, but I did drama A level, and yeah, I got the role of Tony in West Side Story, and I had to fucking murder Maria. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'd gone from like not singing to singing like punk music to trying to sing Maria in falsetto. Like, horrible. Absolutely horrible. So,
that's amazing, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
We used to do all that, like the Bugsy Malones and Calamity Jane, I think it was, like the shows in like school into college. But yeah, that's a brilliant exclusive, that is, mate.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Thank you,
well, no one's gonna wind you up because you're just gonna knee him in the fucking head. That's the thing, isn't it?
But use the good elbow.
Yeah.
Yes, the good elbow. So how come the crossover into MMA then? Because if you were like this, you know, I can see you now, you're in the metal bands and stuff like that. What drew you into that? Were you young doing that, or was it you just joined your local gym, or?
Yeah, so I did like karate and stuff like that pretty much as long as I did guitar. I was always into martial arts. I loved Bruce Lee films, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Kickboxer was always my favorite film.
Yes, I love that.
And so I did that like all my childhood into my teens. Kind of stopped when I was about 15 or so. Just couldn't be bothered anymore. You know, it normally happens around that age.
Yeah.
And when I was like 18, I was doing a lot of music stuff, like a lot. I said I had the stuff in the States, and I was doing a lot of educational stuff. I ended up working for a couple of companies and co-writing like some books. Did like a DVD thing, and it really took over my life. I was like proper into like shred guitar stuff. I was much better than I am now at any of that kind of stuff. I just lived and breathed it. I was a proper like shred machine, and I was starting to get like a name in that scene and the educational stuff that came with that. But I just had so much music stuff going on. I was just super unhealthy. I was drinking every night. I had a little studio that was behind a McDonald's, and I used to eat McDonald's 3 times a day. Like I'd get my sausage and egg McMuffin, 2 hash browns, orange juice, and a cup of tea. On my way to the studio, lunch, I'd go up and I'd just end up having like 3 burgers and chips, and I felt disgusting. I just felt absolutely awful, and I was like, I'd always wanted to try Thai boxing, Muay Thai, after seeing the film Kickboxer. And one of my guitar students did Thai boxing. He told me about this gym, and I was like, right, I'm going to go. And he gave me the instructor's name, and because of I was teaching a lot of guitar, which is always like evening slots, so I couldn't go to the classes. So I started doing some one-to-one sessions, and I loved it. And I never planned to fight. It was just to get fit, to try and give me something else. So I was getting too absorbed with like music stuff, and I was getting myself down and just getting bad habits. And I completely changed my life. I started dieting. I went really extreme, actually. I like cut out sugar and a lot of stuff. Like I'd always have sugar in my tea, and then I like cut that all out, and I was eating healthily. And then I got the opportunity to do a fight, and the coach thought I was good enough, and I was like, fuck, I never really considered it before. I got off it, and I was like, yeah, okay. I did it, and I won. I stopped the guy in the second round, and then I got off another one and did it. I knocked the guy out at the end of the first round, a head kick. And then I got offered another one. This was all like in the space like 6 months. I fought a guy from Ireland, and he'd had a lot more fights than me. And I stopped him at the end of the first round, I think it was. I dislocated his knee. I kept kicking his leg. And he was like holding you block with your shin in Thai boxing, because you put your arm down, your arm just break. So he was like holding up. I just kept booting it. My shin was like black. But I dislocated his knee and he couldn't continue. So I had like success at that. Then music stuff was just getting like shitter and shitter. I wasn't getting anywhere. I live in such a crap part of the country for it. Internet wasn't, I mean, it was a thing, obviously, but I don't even think YouTube was out yet at that point. I don't know. Maybe it was just coming out. Social media was like MySpace. That was probably it. Didn't know how to do it. The whole story was we have to move to London. If you want to make it as a musician, you've got to move to London. And I was like, well, I don't want to move to London. I can't afford to. What am I going to do, And music weren't working. I just got more and more opportunities with the fighting and just rolled with that. And I spent a lot of time in Las Vegas training up there. So that was actually, I've skipped a bit. So that was Thai boxing. And then the UFC was getting like bigger and bigger, MMA and stuff like that. And I started training in it. And I remember having the conversation with my dad, actually. He was like, oh, you're mental. I was like, no, I'll never ever fight MMA. Like, I won't. I'm just going to train it because it's fun and like, it's cool. It's really interesting. There's so much to learn. And then about 6 months later, I ended up putting my name down for a fight. And I lost my very first MMA fight, actually. I was unprepared. Like, I was a good stand-up fighter. I was okay on the ground, but actually like putting it all together and all, like the wrestling stuff in between, I wasn't prepared, and I lost. I got choked in the second round. But then that was a semi-professional bout. And then I fought him in both our professional debuts. It was on Sky Sports. It was hosted by Dane Bowers. and I beat him in the first round.
Yeah, because it's incredible how that sport is. Because I remember it back in the day. I used to wear a lot of tap out stuff, like the old school
tap out wanker.
Yeah, I was a proper commercial fucking. You'd seen it all with all the skulls on it and everything.
Affliction,
cool as fuck. And then you started watching it. Yeah. Affliction, yeah, man. And then you started kind of watching it, and there was this old school vibe to it. And obviously now I still watch it, and I tune in and out of it now, and it's changed so much. Like you can see the money's gone bigger, the events are massive. Do you know what I mean? It's just such a different beast. Do you get tempted to kind of go back into it, or is there never? You know, I think I seen you say a post the other day saying never say never. Is it always in the back of the mind? Could I have one more fight, or you know?
Go on, Chris. Make it 3 out of 3, but another exclusive. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been back training for the past 4 or 5 weeks. I've been doing 6 days a week. Every day, every morning, go down. There's me and a couple of lads, and they're really good. They're like 22, 23 years old. You know, I'm 35 in a month, and there's a lot of miles on the clock. So I don't know. I'm not sure I could. I don't think I could fight at the level I was at before. I don't think I'd be good enough. I mean, I've lost a lot. My stand-up stuff is still good, but like the sensitivity of like the wrestling to the grappling, like the game, you know, the changing the levels, and I got so many injuries. I'm so stiff, my back, my hips and stuff. I'm just not sure I could ever be good again. I don't know. But like I said, never say never. I mean, if this COVID, we don't know how long it's going to wipe out live gigs for. If it's gone for, I don't think it will, but let's say it was wiped out for a couple of years, then I definitely wouldn't rule out just going over to Thailand and having a fight.
Yeah, well, there'd be a fan base because there's a lot of rock, especially rock fans who love martial arts or MMA or anything like that, like, you know, so it's definitely a bigger fan base now, say, for when you were doing it before as well, because the internet's just gone bigger again, so everything's a bit more accessible. And
definitely.
But I said to Shane before you came on there, I love the fact that you did that and you did the music. Do you find that they both kind of coincide with the discipline? Because I watch what you do with your music career, and you can see you're always on the go. You're always thinking of something. Is that like the almost like the training with fights and stuff? You're very disciplined. You're very structured. You're very focused on what your goals are, and you need to work through them. And does that help a lot?
Yeah, definitely. You have to have like tough skin and a strong mindset to succeed in either industry. I definitely think just the discipline, the planning, the dedication, it all helps. It all helps for sure. The mental toughness, you know, is a big thing. I think the music industry is harder than the MMA industry. Like, you know, the music industry is weird, man. Like, it's just weird.
I keep saying that to people, you know, because you're not even on an apprentice fucking wage half of the time. They don't. A lot of people don't realize that, which is it's the horrible truth that you don't want to share with the fans. Which I'm really glad now a lot of musicians, no matter what level, are starting to tell the truth of. You start your career on nothing, and everything costs you something. Like you said earlier, everything costs, and there's nothing coming back at you. And it's only when you do turn that seats, like you said, those tickets into the 400, 500 plus, that you start being able to pay for things. But then when you are filling 500 or 1,000 venues, you technically need to be up in your production. So it's a catch-22.
It's always
It's
It's I mean, I think I would just come through like the barrier. I think like it's just like the offers we're getting on the next tour. You know, financially it's very, very good. I definitely can't complain. And then all the COVID stuff hit, and it's like, oh fuck's sake. But definitely people don't realize. I get like I've been very vocal about it, actually, in a lot of my. I'm completely honest. I don't lie to people. If people, you know, I get people saying, "Oh, we saw you when you were playing to 100 people. Come back to this venue," and I'm like, no, because when you may have had a great night, I was like, but that gig cost me £600 to do. What you're asking me to do is to pay, and it's more now because everyone's on more money as we've got bigger. You're asking me to spend £1,000 of my own money, which I don't have, to come and entertain you for a couple hours. Like, as much as I love entertaining you, like, there has to be a line somewhere. And I was happy doing that for the first few years, but like now, you know, a lot of people don't understand that. You know, if it's, I mean, it's basic maths to me. If you see there's 100 people in a room and you've all paid £8 a ticket, you know, there's not going to be a huge amount of money rolling around, is there? You know, I know a lot of people don't like to think about the money side of things. You know, not everyone does, but when you're running a band, yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, man.
It's the main factor, isn't it? I think for a growing band.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, we're getting to the stage as well where we've had to, you're taking on a, like you said, a sound engineer or a tour manager to make life easier, because obviously we can do press and all the other jobs that come with it. And they all cost. So you're right there. So you need to get to that next level to start paying them. And then when you're paying them, you need to get to the level above then to start paying for everything else that you got coming up, or European tours or flights and etc. And everything starts racking up. Like, but there's nothing more rewarding when you do get to that 500 or 1,000 and they're singing the songs back. And was that a real moment
I mean, like,
for you?
Sorry?
Was that a real moment for you? Obviously, when you said you just wanted
I mean, it's amazing. Like our last tour, you know, so many of the venues were like sold out, you know, like 500-600 people. And I remember when that tour got booked, I was like, these venues are too big. This is a step too far. It's like, I didn't want to do it. I was like, we need to like be realistic here. We've just done 3 UK tours in the space of 18 months. We're doing another one and you're doubling our venue size. I was like, this is risky. But everyone from the label to the management promoters wanted to do it. I was the only one that didn't. And luckily, it works out good. I don't want to play to empty rooms. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, like we talk about all the money stuff. That's just being honest and being frank. But like you said, at the end of the day, like I was happy and more prepared to do that for the love of playing. But I can't do that forever, you know. I mean, I've said this on record several times. I got friends that do motocross. Motocross costs them 10 grand a year, track fees, repairing the bike, travel, trailers, and all this shit, and stuff goes wrong. They spend like 10 grand a year doing fucking motocross. I'm like, well, I love playing music to people. So when I set up the band, I was like, I'm going to do this. And if, you know, I was earning decent money, I was like, if I have to invest £10,000 a year to be able to do what I want to do, and as a hobby, that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, it got more serious and I was so busy that it no longer was a hobby. It was taking up all of my time and therefore had to be financially viable because I had no other income source. That's kind of like when it changed for me. But I was more than prepared to, you know, to be running it at a loss, as it was my hobby and I loved doing it. That was how I saw it. That's how I viewed it from the start.
Yeah, man. Talking about guitars now, obviously you're an incredible guitar player, bud. We've seen you a couple of times, been on the same bill, shared the same stage and stuff. And I know our guitarist Dave is a big fan of yours as well.
Oh.
But it's like when we talk about guitarists, myself and Dave love guitarists who just got feel. It ain't about just going 100 mile an hour as quick as you can for us. Respect that completely, but as a musician, I have huge respect in someone who plays like you. And there's another fella called KRIS Buck, a fellow Welshman. He's incredible too. Who influenced you as a guitar player? Who did you kind of look at and think, you know, what ticks you up, so to speak?
My first favorite one was Gary Moore.
Yeah.
I like just love everything about his passion, his playing, and yeah, I just love it. He's got like a great balance between the feel and the passion and the energy. And whilst there's guys that are, like you said, like much more technical than him, but like that passion, like when he hits a note and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was something that I always will strive to try to achieve.
Yeah, man, you make that guitar sing, fair play. It's almost like a vocalist. You do, bro. It's and I love melody. So anybody that picks up an instrument and literally makes it sing, it's like we saw you at Planet Rockstock, and I think you've done a song written for your dad, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
And you just picked up a guitar, and I just felt everything in that. You know, I'm a vocalist, and I was watching you sing, but it wasn't until you played the guitar in that few bars, I was like, whoa, that's when it really hit me, that emotion. So as you said, I can hear that passion in you playing, like.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Obviously that song means a lot to me. It was written about my dad who passed away. He was only like 54 years old. Died of cancer, and he only found out he had kidney cancer like really late on, and died like 6 weeks after first being diagnosed. So it was really like quick and really sudden, and he was still playing in the band with me. He was my bass player. Wow. So like in my cover band, I hadn't started writing the songs. He died in 2012. So yeah, it was when I set up the band, like he was always like super proud of like my fight career. Both of my parents were like really supportive, but he always had a thing where he'd always be like, oh, you know, after we'd have a really good gig or something, only a fucking pub gig or whatever, but it'd be a good night, and he'd be like, oh man, like you should be doing this, like you should be out there, like, you know, people should hear you play. And I was sort of like, whatever, you know. So when I like set up the band, that was the first/second song I wrote, because the band and the music for me was kind of felt, when I first started up, almost like a tribute to him. Like I always had the words that like he was saying to me, and so it was still fairly fresh. It was only 2 years after, and yeah, when I set up the band, I kind of wanted it initially to kind of be like a tribute to him, you know, the whole music thing, because that's what he always wanted me to do, and I was in a position where I could give it a go. And yeah.
So the route you went down is that bluesy sort of rock. That something you kind of, your dad loved? Was that a natural progression in that way you were writing and stuff, or was it a case of, did you make a conscious decision, or was just this stuff came out of you and that's what it was? It is what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, in my cover band, I had like different like lineups. It would like change, whatever. And one night I had a guy that I'd known for years. He was depping on drums, and he's a big like guitar fan as well. He plays guitar very well, and he was a big like blues fan. And my best mate Ricky was on bass, and he loves like blues and stuff like that, and I love all that stuff. And we had this gig one night, and we'd actually me and Ricky had quite a few beers in the day, and we had this gig at night in like a local pub music venue. It's like the most like popular pub for live music around. And I was like, do you know what, tonight, because I didn't really give a fuck, I was like, let's just wing it. I was like, let's just do a full-on blues set, let's just have fun. I was like, we're gonna do Stevie Ray Vaughan, we're doing Gary Moore, and because we all had like vibed off that kind of stuff, we grew up on it. Was the other guys that would play in the band, like usually not all of them were, they, you know, some of them were like jazz guys that played like rock and like that stuff, and some, you know, other things that they were into, but like all three of us kind of just connected on it. And John, we just had such a wicked night. We had a really good time, and that was the first lineup of the KRIS Barras band. It was actually called the KRIS Barras Trio. It was their idea to call the band that. I started writing the songs, and John, the drummer, was like, John Perrin, he was like, just call it your name, like KRIS Barras. Like, you know, you got Joe Bonamassa, you got Gary Moore, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Steve Ray Vaughan, KRIS Barras. I'm not putting my name in the level with them, just for the fucking record. I know I'm nowhere and never will be anywhere near any of those guys. But yeah, that's, you know, how we started. And I was already like mucking around with a few things, like excuse me, some bluesy stuff. And yeah, that's just how it happened. And we were all on the same page, and we all loved it. And
the band is class, buddy. Absolute class.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously I've played with probably about, I did count one time, maybe like 12, 13 different lineups actually over the years in total. The lineup I've got now is great for moving forward. I'll just see on the chat, John Perrin's just come on. You all right, John?
Great times.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. There he is.
How did the Supersonic Blues come about then? How did that? Because you said you got signed. Did you get signed as in KRIS BARRAS? Your band get signed, and then
it was just me. So I'm signed as like a solo artist.
Yeah.
So obviously Supersonic Blues Machine are on the same record label. They had a big European tour booked, and they were playing at Shepherd's Bush Empire, and we got put forward to be their support band.
Oh, right.
And we didn't know at the time that their frontman, Lance Lopez, had left the band. He had some problems. He had issues with substances and other stuff. There was just stuff going on. It just wasn't working out. And he had his solo career that was just starting to take off, and he was doing really well. So he chose to go down that route. He left the band. No one knew, like, word hadn't got out. They had a couple of guys. It was between two people who they were going to have. And then they saw some videos of me to choose the support band. And then once the word got around that Lance had left, my label would then like, well, look at this guy. And they watched the videos, and yeah, I got off the job. We had a phone call. I went out to LA for, it was about a week, and jammed, got to meet Billy. I landed in LA, and Fab, who runs the band, he's like the producer and the bass player and everything. He runs the whole thing. He works so fucking hard. It's a hard band to organize when you've got like big celebs involved, like people of that kind of level, like Billy Gibbons level. It's a different world. It's not how we deal with things. Billy himself is like amazing, and but it's just like the way things have to be done and dealt with when you're dealing with a superstar. It's very different. You don't just ring up Billy and go, "Hey, Bill, can you do this gig?" And he doesn't know. He's got a big old fucking team that sorts stuff out. Anyway, so he picks me up and he says, "Oh, Billy's asked if you want to come by his house." He's like, "But if you're too tired from the journey, it's fine." I'm like, obviously I was fucking knackered. I just got off a 11-hour flight or whatever, 12-hour flight, whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, no, that would be right. Yeah. So we go up to, he lives like just on like Beverly Hills, like West Hollywood. There's like one road that divides them. He lives up there. And we went up to his house, and then we went out to a Mexican restaurant. We were doing tequila shots, and we had a good chat, and yeah, it was cool. It was amazing. It was a real, like, I mean, I look back now, it all seems like it's a fucking dream, to be honest. Like, just insane. Some of the gigs, we headline, like, I say we, it's not, but headline like festivals, like 20,000 people, like we're headlining it, like it's mad. It's because of what the band have done and what Billy's done, something to me. I'm just stepping in, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Kenny's still drumming as well.
Yeah, Kenny's amazing. We have such a laugh. He's my he's like my main tour buddy. We always like dip off and get a quick beer, and he's great. I love Kenny.
Well, we watched that documentary on Netflix, that Hired Gun. So that's the first time I kind of seen that, and then I just checked him out on like the Tama. He did a few interviews on there, and it's just like, fuck, his career is phenomenal, and it's just his ability and the ability to step in with anybody as well. You know what I mean? The level of musicianship is up. It's up there.
Do you know what it is with him? is, I mean, you were saying about like my focus and dedication and stuff like that. I mean, he's on another level. Like, he is insane. I mean, he's like 64, 65 years old.
Yeah.
He was fucking fitter than me. Like, he is in such good shape. Like,
Yeah.
insane. Like, he has like a stretch routine he does like twice a day, and like body weight exercise, and is super fit and just so like, he's amazing. And the planning and preparation that he puts into like learning stuff. Like, I was in LA in January, and he was the studio we were recording in, because I was doing the new Supersonic album, and he's got his own studio there, and Fab has got his own studio like next door to each other. And he was playing on, because we were going out to the NAMM festival and that, and he was playing on the Gibson night, and they had like Slash, Lizzie Hale, Don Felder, I want to say, from the Eagles. They're like, all these people, and he had to learn this whole set. And I could hear him every day practicing this set, just like nonstop. You know, like he could play it like perfectly, but he has to get it like perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's playing drums for Slash, never rehearsing with Slash. Do you know what I mean? They just turning up, and he's got to play it perfectly. And I remember he came in, he was like, he goes, I'm doing this song by this girl. He says it's really fucking catchy. He goes, have you ever heard of Lizzie? I was like, what, Lizzie Hale? He's like, yeah. Have you heard of her? I was like, yeah, Hailstorm. He goes, she's got some brilliant songs. I was like, what are you doing? Like, I Miss the Misery. He was like, yeah, that's it. Like, it was just so funny. He's like, have you heard of this girl? I'm drumming. But you know, it's not like through his ignorance. He's the busiest session drummer in the world. He's always on tours everywhere. You don't get to keep up on every new band and every style coming through. But it was just so funny. He's like, I'm drumming for this girl. Yeah, she's really, really good. It's Lizzie Hale.
Yeah. That's incredible. I've been, like I said, zoning in on him a lot through lockdown. And like you said about the stretching and stuff, he was saying it's not just about the drums, man. It's about how you're looking after your body. So that resonated then. And obviously the prep before a gig, the prep after a gig, he was just like, keep yourself in check, keep yourself focused, keep yourself fit. So exactly what you just said then, he was saying, and he said, I'm not bad for 60. I think, yeah, he said 64. I think he said 64. But when he said 64, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But he plays with like such intensity. Like, you just, I mean, he's fucking loud. He is loud. But he just plays with just such power and such energy. Yeah, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
Inspiring. What a group to be jamming with, man. That's incredible. Like, you know.
Yeah. It is really, really good. I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Can you get us on with that or what? You know, that'd be incredible. No, thank you, bud. I mean, you must be super proud. Like, that's incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible. Right, bud. We could literally talk to you all night if we could, but we've got to get the rest of the crows on it and get on with the rest of this crowcast. But bud, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real insight.
Honestly,
and,
yeah.
Hopefully, we'll catch up with you soon when this madness stops and have a bang.
Yeah. And I haven't actually got to see you guys yet. I always miss you. We're always on like the same festivals, but like different days or different time. I've got like shoot off. So I haven't actually seen you guys live in person yet. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. That's brilliant, man. But thank you, Chris.
Nice one. Thanks you very much for having me.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you soon. All right. Stay safe.
Yeah,
man.
nice one.
Cheers,
guys. Bye.
Ta-da, man. That was perfect, wasn't it?
What a legend. What,
Absolutely
literally
perfect.
We could literally speak all night, couldn't we?
Yeah, man. That was the dangerous thing, because I was thinking, I haven't asked him that yet. I haven't asked him that, and I don't want to keep him all night. And he's like, fucking hell, boys. those damn crows can fucking talk, can't they? Jesus Christ, they haven't shut up, like. But man, really a different contrast, Shane, to what we've had, because of obviously the MMA and the fighting. Yeah, just such a thing. Should we get the boys in? We can recap it with them, like, see what they thought.
Let's get the boys in.
As crows assemble. There's Shiner. There's Dave.
Oh, look at that.
There's Lloyd.
What a fucking dude he is.
Yes, man.
What a dude. I could listen to him all night.
Yeah, I was pretty hooked on that one, I'll be honest.
I was in danger. That's why I wanted to bring you on, boys, so I didn't kind of go into it too long and get you involved by you. I was in danger. I wanted to touch on more with the super the super group with the blues vibe with Billy and everything and the MMA stuff. I thought that you would love all that, Lloyd, as well. I wanted to ask him as much because I know you're into the fighting, and it's just fucking how he balanced it and how did he transition from that. Yeah, man, absolutely. Because you guys have met him, haven't you, Dave and Shane?
Yeah.
See, I still
only
haven't
briefly, like just say hello.
Yeah, I still haven't actually like fucking met him. I've always wanted to go over, shake his hand, but like he said, we haven't. I just haven't had that chance. I think you went back down to Rockstock, didn't you? It was hanging out that extra day down Rockstock, and exactly the same.
Yeah, man. No, he's a cool guy. Very cool guy. Yeah, me and Dave bumped into him backstage coming up to the toilet.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that, Shane?
Well, yeah, I tell you what, boys, just fuck us 5. How do we follow that? Do you mean?
Yeah. It's a bit hard when fuck. Good night.
Yeah. This is what it must feel. It feels like, boys, where a support band absolutely destroys you.
It's never happened, but I wouldn't know.
It's never happened.
Straight off the bat and off the script, we got a hit with current Bevis Robbins. Question: you got to put one of you up to fighting Chris. Who's it going to be and why?
Let's put Eddie up.
Why are you going to pick me? I'll have a fucking kick in.
Is there anyone volunteering? That's the question.
Fuck it. Go on. I'll have a crack. Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, me too. I'll have a go.
I don't go. Is biting allowed?
Here, pull in.
Hey, Ron, Chris is off, is he? He's not there now, is he?
No, he's down by you. I just genuinely want to know which one of you wants to fight him. I'm only joking. No, it's no, Bevan Robbins. Bevis said it, so
I did notice.
You are, Bevis, you're causing trouble, you are, mate.
Doing.
I did notice halfway through that conversation, somebody did put up, "Oh, Shane and Chris have a charity fight."
Oh, I noticed that as well.
Let's not bring that up.
It was the other bit that
before New Lloyd, you'd be up.
Say that again, bud.
I think you said that before. You'd be up for like a charity fight and stuff. And
aye, you're fucking battered, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the conditioning. It is. It's like what he just said. Then it's anyone thinks they can get in a ring, but that 2 to 3, well, it's 3 minutes in it in MMA. You're fucking blowing, like, and especially who like Chris is trained and he would know how to play with it. He would know how to make a show out of it. That's the problem.
Well, he eats, sleeps, and breathes it.
Well, yeah, we'd go in all fucking and like, let's fucking have you. Yes, this is gonna be an easy night. Fucking knocking me out, probably just running me around the ring, like, you know what I
mean? Making me dance, like.
Yeah, I try and bite his ankle or something, like fucking. I'm gonna take a chair in one new, but WWE style.
Fucking have it.
Oh, just reminded me. Do you even remember that fight that Ricky Gervais did years ago? There was like a charity fight. It just reminded me. And he got a bit of a battering, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit similar to that.
What did you say, Anshine?
You don't need a chair, boys. You need a chainsaw. Or shotgun. I don't want that part in Indiana Jones is the Temple of Doom. You know, the dude's there with a sword, and he just gets his gun. Bang! There we are.
Yeah, that's right. Does all this stuff, did he? Like that.
Just kick him in the bollocks and run.
Yeah.
Kick him in the bollocks and run. Take your A again, Lloyd. Someone's got a good memory of me.
It was funny when he was saying about like when he went to Thailand and stuff, and he said Kickboxer was his favorite film because I don't know if you'd be a bit young for this, Lloyd, but I remember watching it when it was out, or not when it was released. I don't know when it was released, but I remember watching it like when I was in my teens, and like for
I used to watch it as a kid.
Oh, you did you? Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
And the baddie, the bad guy in there, like, you know, you're like, oh, I don't want to take him on right now.
Yeah, fuck
that must have been a vibe for Chris if he's watching. Yeah.
That's the one with Van Damme.
That must have been a vibe from like.
Yeah.
Yes. It's with his brother in there because he the guy fucks his brother up. And then he goes to revenge. He goes out for the revenge fight and stuff. So
I love
it was
that.
great.
With the glass on the pad things, isn't he? At the end.
Yeah.
He's done some bloody good films, Van Damme, mind him, he. If you're into all that, like
Universal Soldier was the one.
Was he's in Street Fighter, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's Kyle, isn't he?
She said, "Turn it around by you." Janine just said, "What activity would you want to challenge Chris to? Fucking football, kick his ass."
He's probably fucking really good at that as well.
I don't know, but if Chris is still watching and he likes football, it's fucking on. It's fucking on. It's on.
I'll keep it clean. I'll say snooker. No. I got a weapon as well, haven't
I got a weapon as well.
Dave, anything you'd like to take him on in?
Tiddlywinks.
Oh, fucking hell.
Shane?
What?
Anything you'd like to take him on rather than fighting?
Nah, not really. Anything apart from fighting, I'll take him on.
Football, I would have said. And it's football in there. Give him a footy. Give him a footy. What about you, Lloyd?
I play safe for this one. Carpentry.
There we go. Arts and crafts, is it?
Arts and crafts, all right. Yes, arts and crafts.
Drinking competition.
Oh, I love that. But that could happen.
There's only one winner there. There's only one winner there.
I love that. Ballroom dancing.
Ballroom dancing.
Yeah. Derek's put wax on, wax off, Shane car washing.
Yep.
A red wine off.
You got a question for us, Lloyd?
Yeah, man. Hang on, let me just get the giggles out a minute. That made me laugh. The red wine off.
Red wine off.
So, this is from Marcus Kemp. How does it feel to be placed on the main stage for the next year's Download Festival?
Amazing. Absolutely.
Boom! There it is. Look, there it is.
Well, lie down, okay. As you all know, guys, we were supposed to be on this year's, and then it was a bit of, oh crap, now it's not happening. Will we be on next year's? So it's a bit of relief that we are, and to be that on the main stage on a Saturday, not opening the stage. We're not opening. Somebody else will be with the looks of it. It's an incredible feeling. It's incredible how far the band has come right now. It's testament to the band and you guys, your support, fan base. It's incredible feeling. We're buzzing. We are buzzing. And
Dave's headlining the Saturday night as well. If you look, Dave's looking very Biffy Clyro tonight.
Well, that was with my top off earlier, Shane. I wasn't going to subject the Crow family to that, though.
So we'll all be watching Dave from the side of the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like bucket list ticked in it for me.
You can start the download, baby, every day now, Dave.
I know. I couldn't resist. Couldn't resist.
How do you feel, Shine? How would you feel, Shine?
I'm a weird one. I won't. It won't sink into me until we probably walk up that ramp. Well, last year was the same. I think I seen Shane about 2 days before, and he said, "Oh, you right, bud?" I said, "Oh, I dreading Saturday, but because come 2 o'clock on that Saturday, my brain would have gone. I should be walking up that ramp, and it wasn't a good day."
Yeah.
But next year, it'll be good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, and even better.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's
literally just dawned on me. I think we're getting latency there, but my brother is on the liquid stage. I've had.
I know you call it the little stage now, but last year it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Little stage now. It's like, the little stage.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's down. He's down
at the bottom.
What were you
down
saying
there
there, Shine?
somewhere, Moose, and you.
Yes. So your brother's playing on the Dogta stage,
Yes.
and after many, many years.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Best things
Did
come
you
to
see
those
that,
who
or
wait.
did you need longer then, son?
Yeah, it's ingrained in my brain now. But don't worry.
I'm hoping we get a chance to go over and watch him, but I mean, chances are during the day we'll be doing all the press sort of stuff, won't we?
Yeah.
He's on a Sunday too.
No, that's the next day.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's on Sunday, isn't he? Yeah.
The next day. There's a
Yeah,
question.
but you can go and watch them, Dave. Go on. They won't be there though.
There's a question while we're on topic, boys, because I'm trying to pull them up because otherwise people ask stuff and then we kind of move on to the next subject. But Ian's just said by you, what could you do to top download? But we kind of played it. This is relevant because I was just about to say this before Shine said about his brother. We played it last year, and that was always the dream, to play Donington, to play Download, Monsters of Rock, just to play there was always the goal. So when we played it last year, it was like amazing, absolutely amazing. And then I think there was a point we were watching Def Leppard, wasn't it, Shane? And I was like, that's the new goal. And I pointed to the stage, and I think you said it to me, hey, but we ain't coming back till we play our main stage. And I said, oh, we'll probably end up playing maybe the third, or if we can get on the second stage, that'd be incredible. But yeah,
I remember that vividly. You said 3 years, but 3 years will be on that stage.
That's it. That's it. No, and I genuinely said that. You're right.
And, year after, well, we would have been the year after if COVID didn't happen. It's incredible, boys. It is a pinch yourself bucket list moment. We've all said it. You're right, Ron. I remember that being, drunk after having 3 performances at Download last year, and we were on top of the world. And then looking at Def Leppard, going, yeah, we want a bit of that, and hungry for it. We had a little taster of Download. What can we do next? To be on that main stage is absolutely incredible. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to, boys? Sky Arts. watching the highlights on like little things like that,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Coming from work one day, kids, look, I'm on Sky tonight.
Yeah. It is insane though, because obviously we had Danny Bowes on a couple of weeks back, and he was talking about how Download changed their lives and their path, and on the map, so to speak. I'm not going with that mindset, but just watching what they did at Download and how that the tables turned for them. It's just every band wants to be on that main stage. It's a real achievement, but we've got to perform now. We've got to do what we do, and who knows what comes next. But It's just great. It's just great to be on that stage.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mm.
It really is. Can't wait.
Dave, you excited, bud?
Yeah, like I said, it's bucket list. It's like ticked. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be nerve-wracking, though, isn't it? Because it possibly would be the biggest audience. Well, no possible about it. The biggest audience we would have ever played to. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to the monstrosity of it. You know, and seeing how we fare up. I think we'll do very well.
It'd be an incredible feeling to. Hopefully, people will be singing the songs back, like, you know. So that's going to be the biggest vibe, because, like I said, we were in that crowd watching like Miles Kennedy last year, watching Def Leppard, you know. So watching the crowd singing their songs back is just breathtaking, and like, you know, that's the. So now we're in that position, that driving seat. We just got to kind of capitalize on that, I suppose, now, and pull off the best we can do. And then fingers crossed, then we start moving up the ranks, and, you know, keep building on what everybody is kind of enjoying at the moment, like, you know. So how can we top that? Just keep working harder and keep getting higher up the bill, innit? That's the I suppose to
fucking
play
headline there one day, isn't it?
I suppose to play there with the lights out, as in like the lights are on, the dark. So whether that's special
you play through the sunset and then into the dark.
Yes, man, yes. Yeah. Before the headliners, and then headliner. And then come back for 50 years and have everybody mourn, oh, fucking hell, it's not those damn CROWS again, is it?
Yeah.
Aye.
That'll be the dream. That everybody's mourning because we've played and headline download so many times.
Yeah.
Should we have a competition?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have what's the next line? Now this is a bit of a funny one, really, because last week we put up a competition for the vinyl frame from the guys at Easy Frame. And it's basically been very generously said, pass it on to somebody else. So that there is now up for grabs again from the guys at easyframe.co.uk. So anybody's got one of our vinyls, that frame's up. If you can guess
the dealers, you can't put anyone else's record in there. It has to be ours.
Yes.
Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric, give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? And the lyric this week is this: life's just a playground. Life's just a playground. Go.
Shit, I nearly said
for that.
Let's have a question while those people are trying to work that out.
So this is from Kyle Owen. Any favourite gigs that stand out that you have attended?
Shiner, any gigs that you've attended?
I got three. I got three that stick in my mind. First time I seen the Foo Fighters in Newport Centre, 97, 98, somewhere around there. Slipknot in Cardiff in the CIA, probably 10, 15 years ago, and Monster Truck at Steelhouse 3 years ago.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I think for me, it was definitely the first time I seen Bon Jovi in a sold-out Millennium Stadium. And they'd set the stage up like the Empire State Building. So, and do you remember the old elevators where you'd have like the dial going like that for the floors? Yeah. So that went like that, ding, ding, and ding, and the doors open. They walked out above the drums. and he just went, yeah. I just thought, fucking hell, I want a bit of that. But brilliant. That was on the One Wild Night World Tour as well.
Oh, I love that. Dave?
Brilliant.
I don't know. For me, it was always the little sweaty ones in TJs. You know, like seen some amazing bands in there, like AFI. I remember that blowing me away. Sick of it all. I always remember being far more impressed with those than I've been at watching any other bands at any other level. Really, I think. I don't know why. Just tiny little venue, sweaty, just people just flying around the place. Always tend to have. I don't know. I just remember them really vividly. You know. Maybe because I was younger and I'm a bit more aloof now. I just sort of stand back and like, yeah, you know, I can do that. But when you're a kid, you're like that. Whoa, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just that.
I love that. No.
Dave, you look like you were in a fez.
I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Morocco and get myself a. Come here a minute.
Like a long-haired Tommy Cooper.
Dave Cooper, innit? Just like that. There we are. That'll be on the fan page. That'll be on the fan page.
Yeah.
Dave is fucking Dave with the fez on, just like that. Go. Shane, any gigs for you, mate?
One of the most memorable was obviously a Foo Fighters gig. Just, you know, I'm a massive Foo Fighters fan, so just singing my heart out, watching them was incredible. But I've said it before on CrowCast. I saw Muse a few years back in Wembley and was blown away by their stage production. How it was just incredible. For a 3-piece, absolutely phenomenal. So I'd probably say Muse, and it wasn't so much. You know, Muse. I think Muse are technically brilliant.
They are amazing live as well,
and their tunes are amazing. But like, I don't know. It was just I looked at them and thought, that's another level. You know, I look at other bands and go, yeah, you know, I can sort of relate. I can, oh yeah, we can do that, or you understand it. But when I saw Muse, I was literally like, that's out the box. That is. They had ballerinas and shit like in the air, and it was just the visual for a 3-piece. Such a big show. Incredible.
They do the countdown as well.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, and so many people were employed. Like, just had so many people on stage doing like the army thing. It was insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, they shocked me because I was never really a massive fan of Muse, but they were I think it was the Friday or Saturday night headliner at Download a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, for a 3-piece as well, I thought I'll go watch them. Fuck me, what a fucking band!
Yeah,
what a band!
But like,
just
what I can see them like as a 3-piece, they can just do the 3-piece like gig brilliantly. But then they put on this huge show as well, like so they can do both.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind a bit. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I watched them, just not knowing anything about them, or you know, not wanting to like them or not wanting to dislike them either. But they were just fucking amazing.
I was exactly the same, but I was like, oh yeah, I like it tunes. Like, let's go and see. I was blown away.
Job done then, isn't it?
That's what you want.
Okay.
For me, there's two elements. Like Dave said, I loved like the TJ's days because I was able to go and see bands and accessible, wasn't it? It was just like that, watching those punk bands, whether it be Real Big Fish and people like that, and then doing your deconstructions. So you're watching Pennywise and Lagwagon and stuff. But the one that sticks out for me was like the one that me and Shina went to in London, and Lloyd will love this because it was. I love watching the Foo Fighters, but Aerosmith, man, because Foo Fighters for me, like they're my favorite band. I've said that. I love what Dave Grohl does, but because I watched Aerosmith at like a younger age and seeing like what you just said, Shane, about like Muse with the production, it was the lineup of bands because you had like I said before on your Three Colors Red and Black Crows Stereophonics are playing. Me and Shiner fell asleep for Lenny Kravitz. I mean, how the fuck you can have a kip in Wembley? Well, it was the old Wembley Stadium back then. And me and Shiner went up in the stands for Lenny Kravitz. It was a long day, mind. And we were only like, you know, we were about 19, 20 years of age. And we had a kip, didn't we? We woke up when I think it's Cindy was doing a drum solo for Lenny Kravitz. And then Aerosmith hit the stage and it was like, fuck. It was just larger than life for me because I'd always see Steven Tyler on the TV or in movies. And to see him on the stage, it was very like the carnival had come to town. Like, you know, it was rock and roll. It was just loud. It was in your face. Like, so yeah, I'd say that gig will always stand out just for the pure fact of they seem bigger than life. Because I think at that point, the Foo Fighters were a favorite band, but they weren't huge, where Aerosmith just seemed to still, even back then, had this legacy. Because what would that have been?
Yeah.
Shane? That would have been early 2000s?
98, 99.
Was that the Toxic Twins, the Toxic Towers tour?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
90, about 98, I think. I mean, somebody may jump on and correct me, but it was around then.
Yeah. So it was just...
No, on 1999. Well done, boys.
There we are. Yeah, June 99, Lee Graham. That's right. Yeah, to me, it was just like... It was a larger-than-life performance, as in, like, fucking hell, this... You know, it's almost like...
They like that anyway, though, man. I mean, just like bands of that stature. I mean, they like when they just how they enter the stage. I mean, it's like, fuck, they're huge. I mean, it's like you said, they got a legacy.
Yeah, considering we're in Wembley Stadium, like old Wembley, and we're 3/4 of the way back, you feel like you're front row because it was hitting you in the face. And like Janie's Got a Gun. I remember when he hit the tom on that, and it just felt like it was taking my head off. And you know, when they were doing all the big hits like Crying and stuff, it was just like wow. And the whole like da da dum dum, it was just like oh my god, like fuck, that stadium rocked. Like, do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, and then obviously, like as we've all got older, we've seen like you know the Foo Fighters in that. I think you caught the Foo Fighters on their last run, didn't you, Shane? And that was wow moments, like you know. So
yeah,
and I'm still yet to see Muse, mate. I've promised the missus I got to take her to watch Muse next time round, because I missed them. Oh, actually, did I miss them? Because I think they were due to play Bristol in April, but obviously due to COVID, I think they've cancelled. So I think I was actually waiting to see our plans, which I think at the time we were going to Germany with the wagons, weren't we? So there was a reason why I couldn't go and watch them, you know, because it's always that band thing, innit? You're kind of like waiting on the band life to work out what you can do personally. But Muse are definitely on the...
They are good, bro. Like, they're fucking really good.
Yeah, there's loads of people saying the same. They agree with the feedback, boys. Gibbons just turned around now and said Chris Cornell at the Albert Hall. He's had it all tonight. He's been spoiled tonight. We've ignored him for weeks. We give him a birthday shout out and pull the comment up. Oh, you fuck now.
I seen Chris Cornell in Hyde Park the first time I seen Aerosmith in 2007.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Forgot about Chris.
Biggest regret that I never saw him live.
It's quite mad what I'm about to say, but I didn't know who he was at that time. Do you know what I mean? It's not I didn't appreciate it. It's just it was all new to me, so I didn't quite know what was fucking in front of me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm a bit pissed off with myself over that because, look how big he is, like. Do you know what I mean? How incredible and talented they are.
I'm very lucky I got to see him with Audio Slave, Shane. That was because for me personally, Audio Slave is my favorite Chris Cornell project. I love his own original stuff, his own vibe. Obviously Soundgarden we grew up with, but if I'm honest, and I know this could be like a touchy thing, I'm not a massive Soundgarden fan. Like, you know, there's only certain songs where I'm like, I love that. But Audio Slave, when he did that project, I was just like, fuck, man, I absolutely loved that. It just, I don't know why, it just seemed fresh, but even though it weren't at the time, like, you know, so.
Yeah. It's Morello as well on it. It's like the riffs and all that. It's like, it's dirty.
Oh man, he's such a guitarist. He is.
He's incredible.
I'm not sure if I mentioned him as one of my influences before. I don't know if I have, but he's definitely up there.
He's incredible.
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
Happy 50th, Gibbon.
Yeah.
I did stitches earlier when you were on about that.
Well, it baffles me. This is our 20th week run. He's never watched an episode, and because it's his birthday, he's tuned in. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable. Well, it's 50, see, but this is late, you know, for him now. He's, yeah, you know.
It's a big birthday.
It's a big birthday.
Yeah.
Happy 50th, John.
Yeah. Right. Block him now.
Block him, man.
Hope you had a good day, bud. What's next then?
I'm not fucking 50.
He put that up.
You're the answer for the what's the next line?
Thank you, Dave. Well done.
I have posted it.
Yes. So the song was Long Time Dead. The lyric was Life's Just a Playground. And the answer is It's Time to Play. The winner of the vinyl frame from easyframe.co.uk is Sandy K. Congratulations, Sandy.
Well done, Sand.
That's a pretty
Well done.
prize. Send us your address, lovely, and we'll get hold of Nick, easyframe.co.uk, and he can send that out to you. Incredible prize. Well done, lovely.
Picture framing made easy.
Disco.
Awesome.
Disco. Should we do the crow wheel?
Aye.
Let's do it.
Let's do the crow wheel, yeah?
Okie doke.
So the prizes for the crow wheel before I bring it up is...
Screen, yeah?
Da-da-da-da.
Because we had technical issues earlier.
2 tickets for Just Push Play 2021.
There we go. Lee, who's watching, Lee Graham, organizer. 2 tickets. Here we go. Press the button.
No commentary this week, guys.
No commentary.
No.
Retired.
Or fired. Which one?
Helen Louise Thomas.
Well done, Helen. Well
done.
Awesome.
Well done, Helen. You have won 2 tickets to Just Push Play 2021, where we'll be headlining at the Apex. Incredible gig, incredible story behind it. And we're looking forward to that one, aren't we, boys?
Oh, you can't wait. Can't wait.
And now, well, he's going to be singing for this one, isn't he?
Thing about my facts is you don't know if they are wrong or right.
Oh, was that it? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, wasn't good enough, was it, Ron?
Do you want to go on, do it again and again?
The things about my facts is that you don't know. Sorry, fuck that one up. You don't know if they are wrong or right.
Cool.
Right, music can have an influence on the taste of cheese.
What?
Yep.
Music can have an influence on the taste of
Taste of
cheese.
cheese. Yeah. Or to be more specific, sound waves can. So the sound waves traveling through the cheese can affect the taste of it. So you could buy certain cheeses that had been subjected to certain types of music, and apparently it gives them a certain flavor.
Not like the metal cheese and all that, is it?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's just like frequencies and stuff in it, but yeah, I guess
Heavy
so.
metal cheese.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the strength of a cheese?
Not necessarily the strength, the flavour.
Right, so if I'm indulging in a nice slice of Wensleydale,
Yeah.
listening to a bit of Alice Cooper, that can affect the taste of my Wensleydale. The cranberry can get a bit fucking sour, or
I don't know the details. I'll be honest. I just googled it, but
So what you're saying
Was it
is then, whenever I eat cheese, I should listen to music at the same time.
you can do what you want when you eat cheese. Like. I always do my naked in the bathtub.
Or do you mean when the cheese is, you know, being made kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it's like part of the you know, they put them in cellars to mature and stuff like that, don't they?
oh, so if
And I
there's
think-
like death metal on, it goes fucking stronger, or
Yeah. Sorry, Indy's dreaming next to me. She keeps going. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean,
she's telling you that, is she, Dave?
yeah, she does like cheese. Maybe she's got cheese on it.
Dave Doolittle's off. What I'm hearing, see, because I got a little bit of I can hear her. What's that, Indy? Bollocks.
Do you know what, Dave? I just remember something. Remember the program Mythbusters?
Yeah.
They done something like this. It weren't with cheese. It was like with plants, and they was three of them. One, they had metal playing, two, they had classical music playing, and then say pop music, and they all grew at different rates.
There we are.
So
Then see.
That should be right.
I'm intrigued. I am
Yeah,
intrigued.
look at her. Look at her. Interesting, isn't it?
Okay, so next, is that yours? Or is that
Yeah,
Lisa's?
that's not Lisa's. No, she wasn't involved this week.
Well done.
I know. Come a long way,
Guildford, actually. I'm intrigued by that, though, Dave. I really am.
I know. It caught my eye when I saw that fact.
She's
She
disagreeing.
made a hell of a noise. She's farting as well. Reeks.
Apparently, cheese that has been exposed to music has a milder taste than normal.
Oh, there we are then.
Well done, David. You were correct. The oracle has spoken.
As always.
So, if I get tomorrow a real strong piece of vintage fucking cheddar, real like take you, you know, like proper there, like, and then I put a bit of Lionel Richie on, does it go a bit like milder, or
Lionel Richie?
The cheese is too strong. Play its music. It's a lesson.
or do I have to put like a bit of Beastie Boys on to wake it up, or
Beastie Boys.
No, sleep till Brooklyn. Get some Run DMC on. It's like that.
either way, if I start on a cheese, I'm fucked. So we won't be doing that. We won't be trying that experiment. But great fact, Dave. Well done, but well done.
Thanks.
Love that.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up there with the peppers. That is. Well done.
So, do you like food facts then, Ron? I've decided.
I think I do.
Food fact, right? So I'll remember that. All right, then. All right. Do you want another food fact off the back of my thing?
We're fucking back in. Hang on, Dave. Hang on. We're back in. We're back in for round 2. Go on, sing it to me.
Can't even remember what was it? The thing about my facts, it don't matter if they're wrong or right.
Go on, then.
It's the hee.
Go on, then, Dave. What's your double fact?
Do you eat peanut butter, Ron?
I'm not a fan of peanut butter.
See, okay, well, it might apply to like Nutella and that type of thing, but apparently I think it's the FDA, the agency that deals with food standard, FSA, sorry, Food Standards Agency. allow 1 rodent hair per 100 grams. They'll allow that to pass. So potentially, if you've got a 400-gram jar of anything, it could be 4 rodent hairs that have been in contact with it.
I've had to put the disclaimer back up on there so we don't get sued. Just in case. Just in case any of the top brands like Nutella or...
Yeah, of course.
Captain
Named the
Peanut
brand
Butter.
there, didn't I?
Yeah, Captain Peanut Butter or something.
Other chocolate spreads are available.
Yes. That's correct. Oh, B is saying that's correct.
Oh, well, if the Oracle said so, I mean, you know.
Davey's 250.
True. Wow, they
Thing
come
is,
in
though, I
2 days.
eat peanut butter like it's going out of fashion. I'll eat a jar in about 2 days. Me and the dog, like. So I must have eaten about 20 rats in the last year.
Wow.
Which I'm all right with.
Well, I'll take that disclaimer down.
Not shopping at your co-op, Dave. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, there we are, Dave. Natalie's just upped your game. Plus 30 insect fragments.
Oh, wow. I don't think we're ever going to watch anything again.
I tell you what this has done. We now know how COVID spread around the fucking world.
Oh,
Yeah. Now, is that your
it's
fact?
fucking Nutella's fault.
Is that your fact or is that Lisa's?
That actually, interesting enough, Charlie Farley sent me a link and it was on there.
Oh.
I don't know if he can claim it or I don't know.
Hang on now, so you got
No,
fucking...
this is not appropriate. This is not right. This is Dave's. Did you know?
Yeah.
People send. I can't help it. People send them to me. I don't. You know. I
love the way they're trying to help him love him. It's like a fucking helpline, isn't it? I love it. Yeah.
You can help me come up with the songs, guys. Right? It's the songs I stream every week. I mean, fucking come on. I'm right with the facts.
All right. Try
got
and
a
work
song
on a
for
song. Go on.
Tell me the lyric. Give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. Tell me the lyric. Give me the lyric. What's the next lyric? It's lyric time. What's the next line? What's the next line? What's the next line? So
You had full cam there, Shane. Full cam. Respect, brother.
Oh.
Full cam, brothers.
Oh no. I see it.
Just like a.
Yeah.
Just like a. Just like a.
So, second lyric game. The lyric is. Oh, let me tell you who you can win first. You can win. That's right. A set list.
That's right.
That we had one left. Oh, look at that.
No, it's all signed.
One of our new products on the website. Our thermal mugs.
Double dip. A double dip.
It's a double whammy. Okay, so the lyric is living in a prisoner's hell. What's the lyric that follows? Living in a prisoner's hell. Go.
Smashing. And you can win a set list and something from the web store. I love that.
You know, next week, can we get a countdown clock just for comedy value? Just give someone to do it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Oh, will we get hit for copyright if I play that right now? What is the score on that?
It's ropey. It's ropey.
Oh, I'll find out that because me and Shane did a I'm having a look if it's still on my computer. I think it fucking still is, man. We do like the COVID quiz, don't we, Shane? Do you remember I had the countdown stuff?
Yeah.
So I've got it on my computer somewhere. I've downloaded the audio for it, but I know what you mean. It's all that shit, no?
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, fuck. Well, we're fucked either way because we just sung the melody. So.
Because if you perform it, it's different.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, like that guy told us in London on the radio.
Oh, then I need to jump on the kit, and you need to fucking get on the old keyboard and get the fucking bass and the guitars out. Dun 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 dun.
Hang on. We'll gather it. Boom.
Headphone stretch. Boom.
Anyway.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, back
Drop
to
the
normal.
Right, time for questions, you boys.
A question, please.
Right, this one's from Carla Marshall. Ever thrown in the towel partway through having a tattoo? I don't think I have. I don't think nothing springs to mind. I mean, I've come close a few times. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I kind of nearly passed out watching my wife have one when we were super young. Kind of freaked me out. And then when I had one, things were a bit different back then. I remember going to a tattoo parlor, and the dude was number one chatting up my missus and blowing fucking weed in my face while he was tattooing some flash on me. Like, so the early days of having tattoos were definitely not the kindest, like, you know. So they would definitely wipe your feet as you left the place. But no, I think everything's become a little bit more tamed down now with like the machines that are used, and you know, everything's a lot easier. But when you used to get like a coil back in the day, you know, you remember those days where you could hear the machine halfway down the street, like, you know. So
well, my first tattoo was, I think he was running coils and nipper, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I think he was on Numas then.
No. It was just before he switched over, because I remember he went to the pneumatics when he was doing my arm.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
I used to have him back in a day, even from the same shop. It was like it's like basically getting tattooed with a harpoon, like, do you know what I mean? So, and you had a scab for 6 months. It was great.
Yeah.
Any of you boys, or anybody nearly passed out, or?
No, I never chucked the towel in, but I remember my elbow, Chris was doing my elbow and he was doing a lot of detail on it, and it was like going on forever and ever, and I was just like, oh, this is horrendous. And I think I felt pretty ill that night. It made me feel really faint all night, that did. So yeah, that was close for me.
Yeah, dry wiping, I had to tell him as well, because they never used to kind of wet the skin a lot, and clients used to fucking moan about like, but the applying stencils were harder, so you have to worry about wiping your stencil off. So a lot of artists didn't wet the area too much in case the stencil came off. Where now there's obviously more products out which the stencils are basically fucking glued onto you, like, you know. So I don't want to start naming products because they're not paying us enough, frankly. So here we are.
But no, I remember having my sternum done, and oh man, that's probably the most tastiest area I've had done right up there. Oh, that just hurt.
My
That just
nipple.
hurt.
Nipple I had my nipple actually on my nipple tattooed like in a convention, which wasn't the greatest idea. And I just remember fucking screaming down the place, and it was awful, absolutely awful. Like, so yeah.
How about you, Shine?
No, I don't. I'm a weird one. I kind of like the pain of it. It kind of makes me feel sleepy.
Yeah, you do get relaxed on that table, don't you? If you're in for a long sit-in, you do. Yeah, I find myself falling asleep as well, but then I just do that anyway tonight. So,
But yeah. As we discussed in previous CROWS episodes.
I tell you, the other area, Ron, you will agree with this. Right in the crease of the elbow, but there.
Yeah, I haven't had it finished. Yeah,
That fucking kills.
There's a little bit in, but there's still a bit doing, and then I've obviously got to hit all of this. I got to redo a lot of that. So yeah. There's but it's fucking legs as well, man. Have any of you had any on your legs or?
I only got that microphone, which I think Aaron done years ago, didn't he?
That's it. Well, there's a great artist up north called Mark Bester. He done my shin.
Okay.
And that was incredible. But all my other leg tattoos, fucking hell, I could have tapped out on them after 20 minutes. Like, do you know what I mean? It was yet again, it felt like I was getting pinned to the bed. Like, you know, it was it wasn't great. I thought the legs would be easier because you can have a lay down, like while you were on a day, like chilling out. Oh, this is great. The day in the spa. It was fucking hell. It was it was definitely a surprise, that one, like, you know. But everybody's different. That's the thing with that. It's different areas, they affect you differently, like, you know. So
yeah, I need. When the last time like you had a tattoo, Ron?
Just before I kind of left the shop, to be honest. I got nipper to try and finish off a bit of my chest. Only a little bit. It was nothing like to cry home about. It was a little bit of background stuff, so it's not like a new, you know, oh wow, look, check on my new piece or anything. Like I said, I think we started on it about 6-7 years ago, with the idea. But foolishly, I kind of put it in the wrong area. I should have gone with what people were saying and put it in the middle of the chest, like you were on about, Lloyd. And we ended up going over to the left-hand side. We ended up going over the nipple. And like I said, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. The nipple was absolutely, it was awful. Like, just, it genuinely felt like if somebody's heated up a knife and literally, you know, boom, straight on there. It can imagine. Good. If you're into that, then it was fucking marvelous. But if you're not into that, like I was, I would definitely say whether, Oh, there we are. Jonathan Hill just said, elbow, he cried like a baby. Inside the elbow was nice. See, I was the opposite there, Jonathan, because the elbow, I kind of rode off the vibrations and I loved that.
Yeah, I was the same.
Artist called Aaron Usher did my elbow and he was brilliant. It was fucking great. And then the inside, no. It was just like, just felt like that was the closest thing to feeling like an injection, wasn't it, Lloyd? It was like,
oh fuck, it was horrible. I mean, I had I started sweating and everything, like borderline pass out. Like, I thought, fuck, I'm gonna go there now, but no, I managed to stay awake.
Yeah,
but that does it for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's pain's different. Everybody feels it differently. So, you know, there's some people, they'll have it up on their arm and that should be a dawdle. That's what it feels like to me. But some people will be like, that was the worst ever, like, you know. So
like a lot of this mindset as well. And like on the day, like if you're up for it, then it don't bother you as much, does it?
Yeah, if you've slept like shit and you haven't eaten and everything, you automatically, or if you feel a bit run down, it's the worst thing to worst thing to be going through, really, like, you know. So yeah.
Tidy.
Right, so we got a winner, guys. The last competition. The song was Devil in My Pocket, Living in a Prisoner's Hell. The line that follows was A Nobody to Somebody. And the winner is Debbie Samstrings.
Hey, well done, Debbie.
Well done, Debbie.
Well done, love.
We got a mug and a set list on its way to you. Awesome.
I got a load of strings for you as well.
Ronnie, can you read the private messages, please?
Oh, I will. Yes, I will.
Message.
Yes, you did. There you go. There you go.
So,
yeah.
Dave's doing a bit of a Waynesville. So,
this is technically, Dave, where you should have probably gone, I have another fact.
Another fact.
Go on, and let's have another fact, Dave. Come on.
Go on then.
Spunking my load here, guys. I need him for next week. All right, then go on then. One more then. if you watch the movie Fight Club, there's a Starbucks cup in every scene.
Wow.
Yes,
Well, that's
you
a
are
game
correct.
changer. That's
Yep.
a game changer. Wow.
What do
Every
they call
scene,
it?
there's a Starbucks cup in somewhere.
What is it?
Insane.
Advertisement placement or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's not because the film is it's to do with the storyline. There's a bit of monologue in there to do with subliminal advertising or market placement or something. So watch it and you'll look out for it.
Did you catch that one, Shane?
No.
We had a bonus Dave fact there that if you watch Fight Club, every scene, which I think I'm going to go down once we've done this. Now you've got me busting to do this. Now every scene has Starbucks in it.
Every scene.
Yeah. There's a Starbucks coffee cup or the logo somewhere.
I think I'm going to have to watch that tonight. That's cool. That's a very cool. There we are. I'll do my own work, Dave. Thank you, bud.
Is that a Charlie? Did you know or
no? That's a me.
Bloody hell!
I know.
I don't know.
There's three people. Three.
Phil's come up with a great feature for there. I'm going to have to credit him for this. Every week, we're going to have to disclose a moment from our life, and people have to work out who that person is. Who did it? Who did it?
Phil, I'll be honest, I do not understand the question.
Maybe I read it wrong. I'm trying to blag it because I haven't got my glasses on. Every week, someone discloses a moment from their lives. We, the audience, have to work out who did it. So therefore, I could give them one for free because they know it. You would say, or I could say, I was walking down the street one day and I walked into a lamppost and I ended up having a black eye. Who did it?
Right. I understand it. It was being explained to me.
Did you get it? Who did it?
Phil, we've met. Phil, we have met.
It's a good one, Ali.
Yeah.
Do we have to pay him anything for the use of that, or?
I don't know. We'll have to negotiate that after the CrowCast, won't we? But I'm definitely going to be watching that tonight, seeing if about Starbucks Cup. So if you have a message after 3 minutes of me watching it saying bollocks on the group chat tonight, boys, you know that you know the answer to that fact.
Yeah. See Oliver's comment, but they're on. Can you bring that up?
Yeah,
I will. Yes, I will.
I kind of agree with Oliver. It's getting boring now that Dave's "Did you know" was correct. Can we have some bollocks again, please? I agree.
Really? I thought the cheese one was a load of bollocks, but turns out it wasn't.
That's different.
That was my bollocks one.
Yeah.
I'm literally from next week. I'm just gonna make up. I'm not even gonna look for one. I'm just gonna ping one out of my brain. It's gonna be complete shite.
Make them up on the spot.
Well, maybe what we'll do next week is you'll have two, but one will be bollocks and one won't.
And then you have to guess which is.
He's blowing
a separate show just for that, couldn't he?
Fucking at it. Right, let's crack on because I got Fight Club to watch.
Brilliant. Pass it forward, guys. This is one of the Crow family. You can basically pick anything from our store, anything you want. Here we go. Just one item, no? One item.
Have it. I can see your name there, Dave.
It's gonna be.
Who is it?
Leslie Carter Hodgson.
Have it.
Congratulations.
Well done, Leslie. Send us your address and tell us what you want, what you really, really want. And you.
Smashing, super smashing, great. Can we have one more question for tonight, Lloyd?
Because he's got to go and watch Fight Club.
Again, I want to watch Fight Club, and then I'm going to buy a Starbucks tomorrow to celebrate.
And watch it together.
Right.
Right. We're waiting. This one's from Nolan Scott Davis. David, sorry. What's more profitable? I know it's an oxymoron. Selling CDs or downloads?
Anyone want to take lead?
I don't know. I'm probably not the best person to answer this. So not that I'm trying to avoid it. I just don't know much about it, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I would have said CDs off the top of my head, but I don't know if that's true.
I would say we were a bit enlightened, and I'm gonna bring his name up. Mr. Clancy said some very good facts before actually we met him, because me and Shane used to see his Facebook Live stuff. A lot of people are against streaming, but the long term, sometimes when you buy a record, you won't buy a second record or a third record. So when you stream something, you'll tend to stream it multiple times. Therefore, over 10 to 20 to 30 years, you probably earn more. Am I saying this right? Stop me if I'm sounding wrong, boys. Or you tend to earn more over the long term if we were getting down to like the business side of it than buying a record. But I think a record is better to have in your hand.
Yeah.
I think as an artist, and I think Shane will be all over this now, if you're writing lyrics to a song, you want the artwork, you want everything to come along and take everybody on that journey. So it's a bit gutting to put all that amount of work into it, and then you see it about an inch big on a digital screen, and then people just click through the tracks and skip them as they went. So when you've got a record in your hand, it's almost like you want to put that amount of effort into the artwork that goes with it, so forth, so forth.
Yeah, I know what you mean. With streaming, the money is smaller, but it's drip fed as opposed to with just buying the one off, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a thing now on. I was listening to iTunes today, actually, in the car, and I didn't realize it's almost like a karaoke thing. As the song is playing, you can have the lyrics on your phone.
Wow.
I didn't know that until today. There's a little, the 3 buttons. You press that, and it literally is like karaoke on your phone.
Is it?
It literally gives you the lyrics, and it.
Fuck, we'll have to do that for us, but
Yeah, you're not wrong, isn't it? Look, it's the nature of the beast right now. Like, technology's come along, and I think it's really taken away, like you just said, the beautiful thing of owning something physical, and not all change is good, and I think it's completely screwed over musicians. But it is what it is, I guess. So I think streaming has got us all its positives. It'll always be around. You'll always be able to access it. But I don't know. There's just something nice in it when you bought something, and there it is.
What I've noticed a few people have pointed out in the chat here is a lot of people buy the CD or the record, but they'll stream it.
Yeah.
So they'll just buy it because they want to buy the product, but they'll just stream it. So that's the best of both worlds, really, isn't it?
Well, so it's convenience as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's cars now, not even then CD players, isn't it? So it's just the MP3 thing. So we're screwed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is such a shame. And like I said, there's so much you can put into a hard copy, whether it be vinyl or a CD. It's a shame if people stop buying them altogether, or the music industry decide it's too cost effective, because that's what it comes down to. By the time they produce these albums and put them together, that's why it started off with like 20-page booklets, and now it's down to what? You're down to like 4 pages, is it? Or even, you're trying to always cut the costs down, to make That's the problem, with streaming. It obviously doesn't make as much. And the younger generation, I don't know if we can influence more of the younger generation to buy CDs and vinyl, even if it's just to collect them and, like you said, to look through the artwork, to study the band a bit more, then that'll just keep it going more, like, you know.
Biffy have just released a new album, and I've seen the product they've got. They've got this huge thing, right? They got an artist in to do it for them, and it's about this big, and it's got vinyl, CDs, and artwork. It's incredible.
Yeah,
I
I've seen
can't
it.
remember off the top of my head how much it is, but it's some piece of work. It's like incredible. I think it's around 200 quid. I'd love to do stuff like that. Maybe that's the way, you know, as a whole collection, as opposed to just one item, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, everything complements. I know what you're saying. Like, you got the one big piece of artwork with the vinyl, with the CD, but everything complements. It's all one theme. It's all one. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And it's like, you know, it's almost that completes your box set. That's your box set of everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Fair play.
Yeah, I definitely think more thinking outside the box and giving people more bang for their buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, before we leave, if everybody can go over to the online store. We've got, I think everything's back in stock now, Shane, is that right?
Yes.
And the travel mugs are now in as well, and we've restocked on the mugs.
Yes.
Subscribe, hit the notification, like us on Facebook, and all that vibe. And without further ado,
ladies and gentlemen, one-liner shiner.
Cheers, Bree.
Oh,
Fucking.
Still shaking his head.
Oh, I don't know, Dave. One of these days. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Well, after Kate's comment earlier, this I hope this is up to your expectations. I did see it. Right. Shoot for the moon, and you land amongst the stars.
that's it.
Yeah,
brilliant.
awesome.
Thanks, Chris, for coming on, KRIS Barras. If you can check out www.krisbarrasband.com, you can see all his tour information for 2020, 2021, what he's got out, everything. Absolutely amazing guest. Like, share this post, guys, and episode 20. Thank you very much.
See you all.
See you, Internet.